Most people never think twice about how they use the bathroom. It's one of the most automatic things we do. You wake up, grab your phone, sit on the toilet, scroll for a few minutes, flush, wash your hands, and move on. It feels normal, harmless. But what if I told you that this normal routine, repeated thousands of times in your life, might be quietly damaging your body in ways you've never imagined? Every day, millions of people suffer from discomfort, pressure, or bleeding during bowel movements, believing it's just something they have to live with. They think it's part of getting older or something caused by food alone. But in reality, it's often caused by how they use the bathroom, not what they eat. And this single overlooked detail can be the difference between a healthy colon and years of silent suffering. To understand what's really happening, we need to step back and look at how the human body evolved. Our ancestors didn't have porcelain toilets or tiled bathrooms. For thousands of years, humans squatted close to the ground when they needed to go, a natural position that aligned the body perfectly for elimination. In that posture, the muscles around the rectum fully relaxed, allowing waste to pass effortlessly. When modern toilets appeared only a few centuries ago, they changed everything. Sitting on a 90-degree seat might look civilized, but it disrupts the natural mechanics of the body. The muscle that wraps around your rectum, called the puba rectalis, acts like a safety valve. It keeps you from releasing waste at the wrong time. But when you sit in the conventional position, that muscle stays partially tense, so even when you push, your body is still holding you back. What happens next is something you've probably experienced without realizing it. You strain, your face turns red, you hold your breath and you push harder. In that moment, the pressure inside your abdomen can triple, your veins swell, your pelvic floor tenses, and the fragile tissues around your anus bear the full force. Do that once and your body recovers. Do it every day for years and the damage adds up, leading to hemorrhoids, fissures, and chronic inflammation. It's a modern epidemic hiding in plain sight. The way we sit on the toilet, the very furniture we use, has made a simple biological act unnecessarily difficult. Studies show that populations that still use a squatting position to defecate have dramatically lower rates of hemorrhoids and bowel disease. Their bodies work in alignment with gravity, not against it. Now you might think, but I can't just start squatting on my toilet. And you don't have to. A simple adjustment, like elevating your feet with a small stool, changes your angle completely. This minor shift straightens the rectum and allows the body to do what it's designed to do. Many people notice relief within days. They spend less time in the bathroom, feel less strain, and experience smoother, pain-free bowel movements. But posture is just one piece of the puzzle. The real damage goes beyond muscles and angles. It's also about behavior, the habits we've built around this moment. Modern life has turned the bathroom into a second office, a reading chair, and a scrolling zone. Most people spend far more time sitting there than their bodies ever needed to. Every extra minute puts more pressure on the veins of the rectum, slowly weakening them over time. It might sound harmless, a few minutes catching up on social media, but your body pays for it in silence. That added weight, the tension in your abdomen, the stillness, all of it creates the perfect storm for inflammation and poor circulation. So, if something as simple as sitting differently and limiting time can change everything, why doesn't anyone talk about it? Because the bathroom is still treated like a taboo topic. People suffer in silence, embarrassed to bring it up. And that silence is the reason why millions continue to live with a problem that could be fixed with awareness and a few small adjustments. But posture and pressure are just the beginning. The real transformation happens when you understand how your internal environment, your diet, hydration, and nervous system work together to make or break your bowel health. Because it doesn't matter how perfectly you sit if what's going through your intestines is fighting against you. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into what's actually happening inside your body each time you go to the bathroom, the invisible mechanics, the muscle coordination, and the chemical signals that can either protect your veins or slowly destroy them from within. Every time you sit on the toilet, an invisible sequence of events unfolds inside your body. Your intestines, your diaphragm, your pelvic floor, they all begin a synchronized dance that's been refined over thousands of years of evolution. But in the modern world, That dance has lost its rhythm, and most people don't even realize how far out of tune they've become. The digestive system works like a living river. Food enters, moves through the stomach, gets broken down, and the remnants travel to the colon, the final stretch where the body decides what stays and what goes. This process depends on smooth rhythmic contractions called peristalsis, waves of muscle movement that gently guide the waste toward its exit. But when your body is under stress, dehydrated, or filled with inflammatory foods, those waves lose their flow. They slow down, they tighten, they twist. And when you finally sit on the toilet, what should have been an effortless release turns into a battle. Here's the part nobody talks about. Your colon doesn't like force. It doesn't respond well to pressure or strain. It wants rhythm and relaxation. When you push too hard, hold your breath, or tense your core, you're not helping your body. You're actually fighting against it. Inside your abdomen, pressure builds like air in a balloon. The veins that surround your rectum swell, trying to contain the force. Do that repeatedly, and you're literally stretching them beyond their natural limit. That's how hemorrhoids form. Repeated pressure, day after day, year after year. But that's not the only consequence. This internal pressure also sends shock waves through the entire pelvic floor, the network of muscles that supports your bladder, uterus, and intestines. Over time, these muscles can weaken or lose coordination. That's why many people who struggle with hemorrhoids also experience issues like urinary urgency or even pelvic discomfort. Everything in the body is connected, and when one system falls out of balance, others follow. Another overlooked factor is how long you wait before going to the bathroom. When the urge appears, it's your body's way of saying, "Now's the time." But in the rush of modern life, people often delay it. They finish a meeting, an email, a phone call. Each time you ignore the signal, the stool that was ready to be released stays inside, losing moisture and becoming harder. Then when you finally go, it's more difficult to pass, and the cycle of straining begins all over again. Even your breathing plays a crucial role. When you hold your breath and push, you trigger what's known as the Valsalva maneuver. It momentarily traps air in your chest, creating a surge of internal pressure. You may think that helps, but physiologically, it's doing the opposite. It restricts blood flow, spikes your blood pressure, and sends that pressure straight down to your rectal veins. The proper way to release is through controlled exhalation, a slow breath out that helps your diaphragm and pelvic floor move in harmony, guiding the waste out naturally. One of the biggest misconceptions about bowel movements is that they should require effort. They shouldn't. If you're pushing, grunting, or holding your breath, something is wrong. A healthy bowel movement feels almost automatic. Your body does it, not your willpower. But to get there, you need to restore the natural alignment that your body has forgotten. Think of it like playing an instrument that's slightly out of tune. You can still make sound, but it's off, uncomfortable, and over time, it damages the strings. Your digestive system is that instrument. The toilet you use, the posture you hold, the way you breathe, these are all tuning mechanisms. And if one is off, the entire experience becomes harder, louder, and more painful than it should be. For many people, simply changing posture, elevating the feet, leaning slightly forward and keeping the spine relaxed, can transform their experience. But that's only the beginning. What you do before and after going to the bathroom determines whether your body can function smoothly or continue fighting inflammation. The truth is, modern habits have created the perfect storm for digestive distress. We sit too long, move too little, eat food stripped of fiber, and live under constant stress. Each of those factors tightens the body from the inside out. And when you add the physical strain of improper elimination on top of that, the damage compounds quietly for years. That's why so many people develop hemorrhoids in their 30s, 40s, or 50s and have no idea why. They think it's age, genetics, or bad luck. But in reality, it's the accumulation of daily friction, mechanical, chemical, and emotional, expressed through the most sensitive veins in the body. But here's the encouraging part. Your body wants to heal. The moment you stop working against it, it begins to repair itself. Blood flow improves, inflammation calms, and tissues start regenerating. The change doesn't require expensive treatments or drastic measures. It requires awareness, alignment, and care. In the next section, we'll explore the nutritional and behavioral triggers that make your time in the bathroom harder than it needs to be. We'll uncover the foods, drinks, and modern health habits that silently sabotage your intestines, and how small dietary adjustments can completely change the way your body performs this essential act of life. If posture and breathing are the mechanics of elimination, food is the fuel that determines how well that machinery runs. What you eat shapes everything. The consistency of your stool, the pressure inside your intestines, and even how much strain your body endures during the act itself. Yet most people underestimate just how deeply their daily choices affect their gut health. Let's begin with the most fundamental truth. Your digestive system thrives on natural, unprocessed foods. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes. These are the materials your body was designed to handle. They contain fibers that act like tiny brushes inside your intestines, keeping everything moving smoothly. But modern diets, especially in industrialized countries, have strayed far from this design. We eat foods that look good, taste good, and last forever, but inside the body they behave like glue. Refined flour, white rice, sugary snacks, and processed meats slow digestion dramatically. They lack the fiber needed to form soft, hydrated stools. Without enough fiber, waste lingers in the colon, where water continues to be absorbed, making the stool harder and drier. The next time you go to the bathroom, your body has to push against resistance that it was never meant to face. That extra strain doesn't just cause discomfort, it creates pressure that inflames veins, stretches tissues, and sets the stage for hemorrhoids. And then there's sugar, the hidden enemy in almost everything we consume. It's in your cereal, sauces, protein bars, even healthy yogurts. Sugar feeds harmful bacteria in your gut while starving the beneficial ones. Over time, this imbalance, known as dysbiosis, leads to inflammation that can be felt far beyond your digestive system. It affects your energy, your skin, and yes, your ability to have a smooth, pain-free bowel movement. Fats play their role too, but it's about the type of fat you choose. Healthy fats, from olive oil, avocados, nuts, and fatty fish, keep the intestinal walls lubricated and supple. Artificial trans fats, on the other hand, make them stiff and inflamed. Your intestines are living tissue. They respond to what you feed them every single day. If your diet is built on fast food, frozen meals, or processed snacks, your body is constantly fighting against inflammation. Hydration is the unsung hero in all of this. Water is not just a drink, it's a transport system. Every nutrient, every chemical reaction in your body depends on it. Yet many people go through the day barely drinking a few sips. When water intake drops, the colon compensates by extracting more moisture from your waste, turning what should have been soft into something solid and painful. The result is dryness, irritation, and eventually bleeding. But the issue goes beyond the physical. Eating habits are emotional, and the bathroom reflects that. We live in a culture that eats on the go, that confuses fullness with nourishment, and that treats mealtime as a distraction rather than a ritual. When you rush your meals, swallow without chewing, or eat under stress, your body enters a fight-or-flight state. In that state, digestion slows dramatically. Your body prioritizes survival over digestion. It's no wonder that so many people feel bloated, constipated, or fatigued after meals. Coffee and alcohol deserve special mention. Coffee, while stimulating for the bowels, can dehydrate your system if consumed excessively, tightening the stool rather than loosening it. Alcohol does even more damage. It disrupts gut flora, inflames tissues, and causes dilation of veins. That's why people who drink often experience swelling or discomfort in the rectal area. If you've ever wondered why some days everything feels easy and others feel like a struggle, it's rarely random. Your diet, hydration, and mental state are constantly communicating with your digestive system. A calm, nourished body eliminates with ease. A tense, dehydrated one resists. Fortunately, your gut is incredibly forgiving. Give it what it needs: fiber, water, rest, and it responds almost immediately. Within a week of adding fruits like papaya, apples, or pears to your diet and replacing sugary drinks with water, most people notice a complete transformation. The bathroom stops being a place of tension and becomes part of a natural daily rhythm again. But there's one more layer that determines whether this change lasts: your state of mind. Because the final and often forgotten key to healthy elimination lies not in what you eat or how you sit, but in how you feel when you do it. Stress, anxiety, and guilt are as damaging to your intestines as junk food and dehydration. In the next and final part, we'll explore the deep connection between your nervous system and your gut, how emotions, posture, and awareness intertwine, and why understanding this link could not only change the way you use the bathroom, but the way you experience your own body. There's a reason people say the gut is the second brain. What happens in your intestines mirrors what's happening in your mind. When you're anxious, tense, or emotionally overwhelmed, your brain sends signals down the vagus nerve that literally change how your gut behaves. The muscles tighten, the movements slow, and the natural rhythm of elimination is interrupted. That's why it's impossible to separate physical health from emotional health, especially when it comes to something as intimate and instinctive as going to the bathroom. Your body can only let go when it feels safe. That's not a metaphor. It's biology. The same nervous system that keeps you alert in dangerous situations also controls your digestion. And when that system is stuck in stress mode, the so-called fight or flight response, your intestines stop prioritizing elimination. They hold on, waiting for the signal that it's finally okay to release. The irony is that the modern world rarely gives you that signal. From the moment you wake up, your phone, your job, your deadlines, your worries, they all keep your body in a subtle state of alertness. You might be sitting still, but internally you're running. Your heart beats faster, your breathing gets shallow, and your digestive muscles stay tight. So when you finally go to the bathroom, your body isn't ready to relax. It's still protecting you from an invisible threat that never leaves. But there's another way. You can teach your body to unwind again. You can re-educate your nervous system, and in doing so, restore the natural rhythm that you were born with. It begins with awareness. The next time you go to the bathroom, notice how your body feels. Are your shoulders tense? Are you rushing? Are you holding your breath without realizing it? Awareness is the first step to change. Take a deep breath before you sit down. Feel your abdomen rise and fall. This simple act tells your body, I'm safe. When you breathe slowly, your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for rest and digestion, activates. Your intestines relax, your pelvic floor softens, and your body begins to cooperate. What used to be an uncomfortable effort starts to flow naturally. For some people, creating a small routine helps. Maybe it's a morning ritual, a glass of warm water, a few stretches, a quiet moment before the day begins. Maybe it's as simple as putting away your phone before entering the bathroom. That tiny act of separation from the outside world tells your brain that this is a moment for you, not for messages, not for news, just for your body. If you've been struggling with pain, bleeding, or fear around this subject, remember, there's nothing shameful about it. You are not broken. Your body isn't failing you, it's communicating. Every symptom, every signal is an invitation to listen more closely. Hemorrhoids, constipation, discomfort, they're not punishments, they're messengers. They're your body's way of saying, slow down, pay attention, take care of me. Healing begins when you stop fighting those messages and start responding with compassion. When you align your posture, hydrate properly, nourish your body with real food, and allow yourself to breathe deeply, you give your body the environment it needs to heal. Within weeks, the improvements are undeniable. Lighter digestion, reduced swelling, easier movements, and a renewed sense of control. You'll notice something else too. Your energy changes. When your intestines are no longer inflamed or congested, your mind becomes clearer. Your mood lifts. You feel lighter, not just physically, but emotionally. The gut truly governs how you experience the world. When it's in balance, everything else begins to align. So the next time you walk into the bathroom, remember, this isn't just a daily habit. It's a dialogue with your body. Treat it with the respect it deserves. Sit the right way, take your time, breathe, and let go. Not just physically, but mentally too. Because every release, every exhale, every moment of calm is part of your healing. After understanding this, you really won't use the bathroom the same way again. You'll use it consciously, as an act of health, awareness, and self-care. And once your body feels that harmony again, you'll realize that the path to healing isn't about doing more. It's about doing it right.